chanting Roddy's name.
A sea of human beings.
Yeah,
Look at this.
and there's people with NWO
That man,
shirts.
Roddy Piper,
Colorful
is one
Roddy
man
Piper.
Hogan's never beaten. So let's check belts and see if he beats him tonight.
Piper light on his feet. The quickness. Piper.
Hold on, boys.
Piper shoots him to the other side. Piper clothesline him again. Piper gonna try to suplex this big guy. He do it.
Can the legs stand up to
Yes, he can.
He's got rid of the giant. Now it's just Piper and Hogan.
What is behind him right there? Sleeper
He's
hold!
got the sleeper on Hogan.
Good night, Irene.
He's got him hooked good as right.
And here it comes.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell.
I'm not with the NWO. I'm not with WC.
Brother, there you go.
There's your winner. There's the man with the bad hip that came all the way from home.
World's heavyweight champion right here.
With one of his children.
Yeah, came right out to him right there, brother.
Marko Sekatic in the black knee pants, his opponent from Yugoslavia, undefeated. Nice spinning back fist as Sekatic comes in on Wilson, has him in the corner. Wilson a left to the body. Right! He's and Wilson really mad. Wilson picking his spots, uppercuts. He's got Sekatic reeling into the corner, over the top, they throw in the towel. It's over. It's over. Rod Wilson has maintained his title, beating Marko Sekatic.
Roddy, we've got some questions that I think fans of yours and people that want to know about you, like your background. What got you into the wrestling? How did you become an athlete? How did you get into the martial arts and the boxing? And what's the beginning of Little Roddy Piper? 5-year-old Roddy learning how to read right.
I'll give you the clip notes. Okay. I was born in the coldest place on earth. It's 100 below with the wind chill. It's called Saskatoon. And I was moved a lot. I went from Saskatoon, I was 4, and I got my arm in a washing machine wringer. And they got me out of there, and they got me to an Indian reservation called The Paw, T-H-E-P-A-S. To this day, it's still the toughest Indian reservation in Canada. And I went first grade there, and I was so scared. The man that was taking me, I literally held onto his ankle, and they drugged me on my belly. And Miss Hill, her name was, I'll never forget her. And I take care of the little boy, and she had a strap, and she didn't stop me from crying. Wham! But they, in it, I also got hit by, just in the same year, I got hit by a truck. They threw me, there's so much snow, they threw me into the hospital for appendicitis, but I had tonsillitis. This is
a hospital that's on an Indian reservation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Called The Paw. Easily looked up. You look it up now, and it's rough. This was in 1959, and they didn't like me. I used to have to sing a song, John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith, because I couldn't. They're working husky dogs. You don't mess with them. And the kids wouldn't let me go, so I had to go by the tree line. It's a lumber mill also, and there's things called timber wolves, and they're
I've heard of them. They sound dangerous to me.
220-pound wolf. They don't need to run in packs. And I sang a song, John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith, because if they heard people coming, they'd go.
You don't want to surprise them. That's the thing. Let them know you're coming.
Yeah,
Let them get out of the way.
Then they took me from there. To a couple of other places, and I couldn't. I'm going to do this fast for you, so I don't bore you. But the first year in school in the country I went, they decided to teach a different way, and one way of reading, for instance, was by memorization. They didn't teach phonics. And math, I'm going to show you this equation for the camera. It's 10 into 1,000.
Okay,
so you go like, well, okay, 10 goes into 1,000. I know it goes once, so 10, 990. Let me see if it went once, 10. So 10 would go into 1,000, I'm going to say 4 times. That would be 40. So take that, and I've got 0, 5, 90. Okay, and you just keep taken the 10 and these numbers 8, 7, 5, whatever it is, and subtract all this. Then you add these numbers up here and you put it at the top. It doesn't work.
That's
So then I got moved, and I couldn't catch up in school. And so I was forced to go to school, but I just kind of, I got on a little bit of a bad run there. When I was 13, I left home, and when I was 14, I came 5th in the world playing the bagpipes with a professional.
okay. Here's a little disconnect here. You left home at 13.
Yeah.
A couple of years later, what got you to the bagpipes?
Well,
How'd you go from leaving home, living on your own as a young kid, basically homeless, right? You're probably homeless. You're looking for places to stay, friends, whatever, making your own way. Youth hostels.
Yeah.
And then, how'd the bagpipes get there? Which ended up being your moniker, by the way. All the fans know that Rowdy Roddy has got the bagpipes when he gets in that ring.
I tell you, I don't know. There's one picture, I might have been 5, and you get what they call a chanter, because the scaling is so hard, it takes a couple of years, and then when you get your bagpipes, it's a big deal. I don't know why.
The first time you picked it up,
but
you are Irish.
Oh yeah, Scottish.
Scottish. Well, Scottish
yeah.
is my family. Scottish.
Absolutely. And so, like, I had played, by the time I was like 12, I was in the Rose Bowl parade. They kept me at UCLA. I was shipped like all over the world as this impresario. But
that's really where you made your first mark as a celebrity, kind of your young.
Got my first attention. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
an audience.
I would put they come in a case, and I'd open the case on the street, and I would play my bagpipes for quarters. And I used to be able to get into youth hostels.
You got money to
be
a performer.
So now the youth hostel was a YMCA. So like now you could come and you could spend the first day. And I remember the first day you come down. There was these long stairs, and it had a sign: "Check your weapons and drugs at the door." And they gave them back to you.
But you did check your weapons and your drugs.
I wasn't doing anything. Like I was really pure then. And they had 3-tier bunk beds, and when you got there, they gave you a sandwich, a carton of milk, and a cookie. You ate that. 9 p.m. Black, boom. 6 a.m. rock and roll. Everybody up. A plate, paper plate, 2 eggs, bacon, toast, a towel. Take a shower.
That doesn't sound bad. I'm ready to move in.
Not bad,
You're
right?
selling it.
But
you're selling it.
I was so happy, but you couldn't come back. You couldn't come back the next day.
Oh, you
couldn't
get
be
one day,
home.
so it is not a place where you live extended period.
No, it's like
just saves
reset
you for a
the
day. Saves you for a day.
Saves you for a day. You get a meal, kind of, and
Okay.
like I'm 15 years old,
Look at
and well, somebody, I'm wrestling. I'm the 167 amateur wrestling champion because I just started wrestling at the YMCA.
You got a talent.
And then there was a heavy bag there all day. I just started hitting the heavy bag, and there was coaches, and they put me in. I became the Golden Glove champion.
Look at that.
And somebody from Vern Gagne's territory, which was Minneapolis, this town was Winnipeg. It was the only town they ran in Winnipeg. The priest that ran the youth hostel, somebody didn't show up. He said, "Hey, I got a kid." He come to me, "I'll get you $25 if you fight this guy." I had never seen a professional wrestling.
Wrestling fight.
Pro
wrestling.
Yeah.
Pro wrestling.
It was
real wrestling. Real submission. No pre-planned script.
No.
Scripted. You just go there and wrestle.
Here we go. So my pipe band played me in. They were like real proud, and but I didn't understand. It was like sawdust floors, and the guy was like 320, and he wasn't real happy with me. I lost in 10 seconds. And I come back, he broke the crossface me, boom, broke my nose, got down, got back to the bench, and I was going to get $25. And
still, $25 is good money then.
Oh, big.
A lot more than today.
At a quarter a night.
Yeah.
Back then this is $69.
You can buy food for that. People don't realize a quarter can buy something.
You know what they did? I didn't have a family, and they put me in a van that night with 6 other wrestlers, 2 of them lady wrestlers. They were just as hairy. And they snuck me over the border to the United States. And until I was 19, I wrestled every day from there on in.
Wow,
and
you
they
took right
beat me
to
up every day.
Well, you know, Ryan,
systematically.
in those days, I think they had good guys and bad guys, or local wrestlers who they're building them up, and so they wanted a guy to abuse.
Yeah.
You were the guy.
They hated me because it was the last of the Gorgeous George era, those guys that got cheated out of their main event when that whole thing collapsed. And some young guy coming in, and they would just, you know, sugar or whatever, and just ride me.
But I'm
you
sure
know,
you
put
were
me up.
learning, right?
I tell you when I started, I got to learning, yeah, but I got to the Olympic Auditorium, and they don't know what to do with a white kid that plays the bagpipes, and I'm fighting these fellas, Gorman and Goliath, and they're doing a pretty good job on me, and after the match, there's this guy with red hair. He comes over to me and says, "Kid, come on me Monday to the dojo in UCLA." His name was Judo Gene LaValle. And he's my dad.
Yeah.
And he took me and a lot of on-the-job training, and it changed my life. And I just saw, because I want to do this right. I got where I was becoming like this boy wonder guy and selling out in LA, Frisco, and so they invited me to Madison Square Garden, which is unheard of.
That's the big.
And what happened was, I'm going to give you a good one, Madison Square Garden, and when I got there, promoters came from all over, and I went to blow out my bagpipes, and Freddie Blassie had come over and hit me with a cane and lullaby. "We don't want you here, you know." I just wrestler love. I went, and nothing came out of my bagpipes. And I tried, and nothing. I tried, and nothing. I went after my guy, finished it. I went back to the dressing room. I came in a limousine. They said, "Don't call us, we'll call you." I left in a cab. They shoved 6 feet of toilet paper up my channel.
Who did when you said that?
Freddie Blassie. And I fell on my face. And everybody was really happy about it. Like I was dispensable.
Yeah, you know what? You didn't just. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy.
I didn't have a social security number. Nobody knew I was, you know.
You weren't supposed to be here.
Wasn't supposed to be here.
Making money.
Nah.
Hey,
And you know.
you didn't have your green card.
So I, twice on Sunday, twice on Saturday, twice on Sunday. And then once Judo Gene, and then that thing happened to me in the garden, I kind of got mean and didn't care whether I lived or died for a long time, until I had my first child. And then you have to have a license to hunt, license to fish. Any jackoff can have a kid. Takes a man to be a father. And I had to make that decision. And I was doing a lot of things that were not good.
So you had to become stable. You had to become stable. A regular income, stable family.
Yeah.
Like a home, stay in one spot.
Yeah, you know what?
Regular income.
Like, I don't have a home. If you ask me, like, where are you from? I'm not from anywhere. I'm from the world. Mm-hmm. And so that's one of my many character defects is I don't have a home, but I have wonderful people like you that I get to hang around. And, that's kind of the short one.
Roddy, the new Bellator organization, which is not too new, they've been around for a while, but they're getting much, much more popular now. Yes. They have a way of promoting the fighters and the events where they kind of like build them up as a kind of a bad guy and kind of a good guy. And showmanship. They're using kind of like a WWE or basically just wrestling way to promote the events.
Sure.
What do you think about that? Do you think that's good for sport, or because it definitely works for shows?
Yeah, I'll tell you exactly how I feel about it. I've been on both ends. Judo Gene LaValle's a godfather of MMA.
Yeah.
Another guy, Frank Gotch, Carl Gotch, those guys. My son is an undefeated MMA fighter. I think this. If you ask Randy Couture and those boys, they're purists, and I understand it. Most great amateur wrestlers suck as pro wrestlers because they can't make the difference in their mind. Because
show, you gotta have a show.
You know what? If you don't have assholes every 18 inches, you're out of a job. Because I might come on and when that bell rings, I'm the only man in Madison Square Garden. Muhammad Ali's a referee. Hogan, I refused to take a dive. 17 years. I said, if you want it, you get it. 17 years. Ain't happening.
Wow.
So, because I have children and lunch boxes, and it's all over the world, so I get to those guys and I want their way. You guys, I understand how hard you worked, and you, Don, you were right there where you said, we were the first kickboxing pro. I get it.
Back in the day.
And I understand it, but you know what? It's 2014, guys, and it's got to progress. Muhammad Ali saw George, he said, I'm the greatest.
It progressed.
But when he got in the ring,
he did the job.
holy cow.
As long as they do that, you understand it.
As long
do the
as-
sport clean, but build it up any way you need to.
Anyway, you need to.
It's a business.
But when that bell rings,
Be professional.
yeah, give it everything
Well,
you got.
that's the way Roddy feels about it, so that should answer the question.